The judge opens the record, states the case number, and confirms appearances of both parties. Each parent acknowledges receipt of the petition and waives the right to formal service. The court officially proceeds on the visitation and custody issues.
Well, slow roll, Matt Judge. Mr. Hinton had some issues with the visitation. We've supervised the things. When the parties separated, there was an altercation. He was charged with domestic. Since that time, he's been in court. He's gotten it all dismissed. So we all expunged from his record. And some of the things that he's had to do in the process. We're going to testify on all those things. And we're just asking for, going into the final hearing, some sort of reasonable, unsupervised visitation.
And, Your Honor, in looking at the court file, I believe there may be an order missing.
We're waiting on February 29th of 2024.
Yes, Your
Honor. October 22nd of 2024.
Okay. Well, in the court's last hearing, the mother was designated. We initially came before Judge Wallace on the first hearing. Mr. Hinton was served. When he came before the court, he was pro se at the time, if I remember correctly. And let's pull that order. That was January of 2024. He was served with process and given notice of the hearing, and he failed to appear. And at that point in time, the court extended. There was an ex parte order of protection, and the order of protection was extended. And the mother was designated primary residence parents. Parties have 2 children. Mr. Holly then got involved in the case, and we came back before the court. And the mother had enrolled the children in counseling. And at that point in time, he had to finish a domestic violence class that he was scheduled to finish in November. And then they would follow the recommendations of Ms. Hale, the counselor, and his paramour, now mother of his illegitimate child, Alexis Garcia, was not to be around or exposed to the children in any way, regardless of whatever their relationship was. He has been given visitation at his parents' home under the supervision of his stepfather, who believe is in court, and the rule is called for. So we would ask anybody
So if the rule is called for, which means that anyone who's going to be a witness other than the parties must go outside of the courtroom and remain outside of the courtroom until you're called to testify. You're not to discuss the testimony of any other witness with anyone until you yourself have finished testifying. Counsel are under a continuing duty to ensure that the rule is complied with.
So, Your Honor, the circumstances have arisen, Your Honor, in the fact that the children are still in counseling.
The judge summarizes prior temporary orders and clarifies that today's purpose is to determine a final visitation arrangement and child support structure. Both sides agree that paternity has already been adjudicated in earlier filings.
Mr. Hinton has continued his relationship with the paramour. The previous testimony that's before the court is that he began having a extramarital affair with his daughter's cheer coach, and who again, the daughter was friends with their child. He had this illicit affair that resulted in her becoming impregnated, and they have now had a child together. The daughter and the son are both still experiencing significant issues with the fact that their father has abandoned them and seems to move on with his other family. The daughter in particular is still having issues. My client has continually carried the children to counselors. She's still in counseling, going every 2 weeks, and has still issues. He's having visitation again at his mother's home under the supervision of his stepfather. And it's our position, Your Honor, that we don't have a problem with him having unsupervised visitation so long as the visitation occurs at the paternal grandparents' home. We do not believe it's necessary to have eyes on the children. They're articulate. We will likely have them come to the hearing and ask for testimony. The counselor will be here at the final hearing. But again, there's been, the testimony is going to show, and the text message between the parties, he has continually neglected the children in the respect. Most recently, the testimony will show that they both participate in junior pro. The little boy, again, plays football. The daughter cheerleads. He comes and does the obligatory, hey, I'm there, and then leaves and goes. He's neglected coming to visitation. We've had to change it multiple times, as we understand. His paramour is depending and takes his vehicle, and therefore he doesn't have any way to come to visitation. He's been late and not notified the mother. She's dropped the kids off. 2 hours later, he'll text and say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to get there. So again, it's just a situation that he has moved on with his life, but the kids are adjusting. We still think it's imperative that this woman who violated the sanctity of this marriage, who this little girl looked up to and was a coach, that she still not be around these children at all, period. And again, we don't have any issue with him having unsupervised visits so long as his paramour is not around. And there is no introduction to this new child until a counselor says that it's appropriate. His trustworthiness and veracity has been called into question at previous hearings, and that's why we want the visitation to remain at his parents' home.
Mr. Sanders,
Yes.
can you, I know you have some place you probably need to be, but is there anything you want to report about this case before we start this contested hearing?
I spoke with Ms. Wilson. She was not willing to agree anything. I texted and called Mr. Knowles.
He's out of town.
I texted him and just said, can you give me a quick call? I'm texting Judge Wilson request. So.
We'll come back to it.
Yes,
All right.
Joe Thomas, Judge, be my first witness.
You'll come up.
He's out in the hall, just back in. The supervisor.
The mother, Ms. Mayfield, testifies that the father has had minimal contact and requests supervised visitation until consistent involvement is demonstrated. She cites safety and stability concerns and proposes Saturdays from 12 to 2 p.m. under third-party supervision.
Up here, sir. Raise your right hand with the close facial hair.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You see, pull that chair up so you're close to that mic. There you go.
State your name for the court, please.
Circumstances have arisen.
And Mr. Thomas, you're the supervisor for the visitation, correct?
That is correct.
When did you begin supervising visits?
At the order of this court, I don't remember the exact date, but I want to require them for
How often were the visits scheduled for?
once a week.
Okay. And you're Mr. Hinton's stepfather, correct?
Correct.
And what's your occupation, sir?
Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
Ballpark figure, how many visitations would you say you supervised with Mr. Hinton and his children?
Honestly, I didn't keep up with them, but everyone, I mean, it's I have a very hard time with spatial or time spatial. I would say there's one.
Okay. Explain to the court, I'm going to be opening any question here. Explain to the court what you witnessed at the visitations that were positive, that Mr. Hinton and his children, how they reacted, what all the positives did you take away from the generalization of you being the supervisor over this period of time?
Normally we would meet them at the door, go by, and just watch the kids, smile, be extremely excited to see the father. Was quite welcome because the statement was they were afraid of him. I never witnessed any of that. They always seemed to be extremely happy. They would share time. Even the worst thing would be upon departure, whenever we tell them it was time to go. They would oftentimes notice a
Objection, hearsay.
Sustained, you cannot repeat what another person has said outside of the forum.
Well, you can't repeat what somebody said. I thought you said you noticed. You can talk about what you've witnessed.
I observed the kids once they were told it was time to leave, in which they would become withdrawn, sad.
Okay. Can you describe that in more detail when you say they were withdrawn and sad? What specifically were those behaviors?
Just really, just withdrawn. Not really. Yes, they wanted to go, but they also would express the desire to be for the business to be on.
What was Mr.
Again,
Haynes?
I don't have a problem with him saying their mannerisms, what they've done, but an interpretation of those mannerisms, I believe, calls for speculation and inappropriate opinion testimony.
I overrule the objection as to his observation of what he believes their behavior was being a vague statement regarding what the children said again, which I would sustain an objection.
All right, so
Mr. Jones disputes the need for supervision, stating he wants to build a regular relationship with the child and has no history of violence or neglect. He requests standard unsupervised visitation and expresses willingness to follow any reasonable transition plan.
new question here. So, in your role as a supervisor, what types of activities did Mr. Hinton do with his children during this time?
They would play video games, they would sit, just spend time together. For example, reading, but also in the yard, toss football, soccer ball, and play.
Okay. So we're going to ask basically the same question, but with anything negative. During your time as a supervisor, during your time witnessing the supervision between Mr. Hinton and the two children, if anything, what negatives did you witness during the visitations?
Just a change in demeanor when it would become time to be.
Have you had a chance to, let's start that. How long were the visitations? Can you answer that question? When they would come, how long were the visitations?
8 to 12, 8 to 4, different days.
Okay. So, and you had a chance to witness Mr. Hinton also with his new baby's mother, Alexis, and that baby.
Yes.
What type of, again, same question, what type of things have you witnessed that would be positive in their relationship with their child?
Basically, that he acted as a father, embraced the child, showed love and support toward that child.
Okay. That's all I had, Judge.
All right, Mr. Thomas, you actually started supervising visitation in December, is that correct?
Correct.
Specifically December 25th of 2024, the day you actually started on Christmas Day. Okay. And then throughout the course of this, there have been, Miss Hinton has been willing when Mr. Hinton has had an issue or the kids have been sick. Y'all have been able to work together to sometimes have double visitation on a day to make up for time. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You've had issues when you've had to be doing things when you've been unavailable, and they've worked, and she's been more than happy to work around that schedule. Correct?
Absolutely.
She drops the kids off on time and picks them up on time.
Correct.
But you can't say the same for your stepson, can you? He's oftentimes doesn't show up on time for visitation. Particularly here recently, you had the kids for 2 hours before he showed up. You recall that? When he had car trouble?
There was a time, yes.
Yeah. There's other occasions other than that, but here most recently, she dropped the kids off on time, and 2 hours into the visitation, he called. And did he not, and say, I'm having vehicle trouble?
That is correct.
Did he report some issue on why he couldn't call before the kids showed up, thinking they were going to see their dad?
No.
And in fact, he didn't have car trouble. His girlfriend had his car, didn't she?
I don't know.
Did you see her? You knew she was driving the car. He didn't tell you that she actually left and took the car?
No.
Okay.
The state representative presents verified income documentation showing Mr. Jones earns $8.25 per hour. The court accepts the guideline computation, $236 monthly child support, $129 medical support, and $1,652 retroactive support repayable at $60 per month.
Did you go to the kids' homecoming festivities the other day?
Yes,
And your stepson left. You didn't watch his son play ball or his daughter cheer, did you?
No.
And again, I apologize. My question was very inartfully asked. He came and watched them through the procession line.
He watched them. He was present for the homecoming ceremony.
And then he left and didn't watch them play
Correct.
or cheer. Do you know where he went?
No.
Was there some reason that he articulated to you or did anything on why he didn't come and watch the kids?
In order for him to be there, I would have had to be present as well. And I was not able to be present. Okay.
So you weren't there at all?
I was there for the homecoming ceremony.
And then you left?
Yes.
Okay. So you think in compliance with the order he left?
Correct.
Okay. But he didn't stay and watch them
It was
and
not.
have no contact
It
with
was
them?
not permissible.
He couldn't stay at a public event? Is that what you've been
That
advised?
was the interpretation all this time. Therefore, he has missed out on a lot of ball games because I cannot be present. Yes, ma'am. That is how I interpret it.
Have you witnessed your granddaughter have anxiety and being upset over not having a very close relationship with her dad anymore?
Initially, there was some apprehension, but not lately.
They enjoy their time.
Yes.
Okay. But you still know he's with this other woman and has had a child with another woman.
That's correct.
Okay. And do they come to your home? Is that where you said you've seen them?
Yes.
Okay.
The judge pronounces the final decision, paternity confirmed, Ms. Mayfield appointed sole managing conservator, and Mr. Jones granted graduated, unsupervised visitation beginning Saturdays 12 to 4 p.m. for 3 weeks, then transitioning to standard possession. Child's surname changed to Mayfield Jones, and both parties are admonished to cooperate civilly.
But you don't have you're not knowledgeable about any of the therapy or any of the stress or the anxiety that your granddaughter or your grandson has experienced?
No.
So you can't dispute that. They're upset and are still dealing with the fact that their father has left their family.
I can address the behavior that I observed when they were in my presence.
And in that, Ms. Hinton has been cooperative and allowed makeup and cooperated with that visitation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
Anything further, Mr. Hawley?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. Mr. Hawley, you may call your next witness.
Stefan Hinton.
Can you step around? Raise your right hand and step down.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
State your name for the court.
Step on it.
Mr. Hinton, you have 2 children, correct, with Ms. Talisa?
Correct.
And can you state their names?
Gabrielle,
How old are they?
11 and 9.
When this got started, you heard Ms. Roberts talk about the beginning of it. You weren't here, or your protection got granted. There were domestic charges. All that's accurate, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there was an altercation when you separated.
Yes, sir.
What did you wind up getting charged with?
Domestic assault.
And there was 1 count of domestic assault, correct?
Correct.
And what county was that in?
Numbers.
And what was the overall disposition of that charge?
It was to take the anger management classes up until 12 hours of it. There was also another domestic course that I needed to take. I had to do a little bit of therapy as well, and I believe that was it.
Did you complete all those items?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then overall, once you completed all that, did you go back to court?
Yes, sir.
And what was the outcome of the case when you went back to court having completed all of your action items?
So I believe we were supposed to come back to court and we had to reschedule. Is that not accurate? I'm not 100% sure.
What happened to the criminal case?
Oh, I'm sorry. It got dismissed and it got expunged.
Okay. So the domestic assault got dismissed and expunged.
Correct.